Donna Alzira was 78 years old and woke up every day to the same silence. The clock on the wall marked 6 in the morning when the sun timidly slipped through the cracks of the kitchen window. The house was simple but filled with stories. Every piece of furniture carried a memory. Every corner held an absence. Since her husband had passed away 5 years earlier, her routine had lost its color. Before, the house used to wake up with the smell of fresh coffee, warm bread, and lively conversation. Now it awoke only to the ticking of the clock and the distant sound of birds in the backyard. That morning, like so many others, Donna Alzira put water to boil, poured some coffee into the filter, and sat at the table. She drank slowly, staring at the empty chair in front of her, as if she still expected someone to sit there. "That's enough," she murmured, trying to convince her own body. The refrigerator was nearly empty. A bottle of water, a forgotten piece of hard cheese, and a small container of margarine. Cooking just for herself felt like too much effort. Her appetite had faded with time, or perhaps it was her desire to live that had faded first. Days went by like that. Coffee in the morning, a cookie in the afternoon, sometimes nothing at night. Loneliness blended into exhaustion. Her body began to show clear signs that something was wrong. Dizziness, weakness in her legs, heart palpitations, weight loss. But stubbornly, she kept telling herself, "It's just old age. That's how it is." Until one Tuesday, someone knocked on her door. Donna Alzira was surprised. Few people visited her anymore. She slowly walked to the door and opened it carefully. "Good morning," said a young man with a gentle smile. "My name is Ricardo. I'm a community health worker from the neighborhood. I'm visiting the residents to see how everyone is doing." She hesitated but stepped aside. "Come in." Ricardo looked around with respect. He felt the quiet atmosphere and the faint smell of old coffee in the air. "Do you live alone, Mom?" "Yes, I've been alone for a few years now." "And how has your diet been?" She looked away. "Oh, I eat when I can. Nothing special." Ricardo asked for permission and glanced discreetly into the refrigerator. "Donna Alzira, have you had lunch today?" "I had coffee." "That's enough, right?" He sat across from her gently. "May I be honest with you?" She nodded. Even in old age, our bodies still need real food. They need strength, vitamins, and water. Coffee alone can't sustain anyone. She let out a deep sigh. "I know. But cooking just for myself makes me terribly sad." Ricardo remained silent for a moment. "Then let's do it differently. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll cook together." The next day, at exactly 10 in the morning, he returned. This time he carried full grocery bags. Rice, beans, vegetables, potatoes, carrots, onions, eggs, and some fruits. "All that for me?" she asked, surprised. "For you and your new routine," he replied with a smile. In the kitchen they began peeling vegetables. The smell of onions sizzling filled the house. It had been years since that aroma had taken over that space. While the soup simmered, Donna Alzira started talking about the past, about the time when the house was always full, about Sundays with children and grandchildren gathered around the table, about her husband tasting the food and saying, "It's delicious, Alzira." When the soup was ready, Ricardo served her a generous bowl. She carefully lifted the spoon to her mouth. At the first taste, her eyes filled with tears. "My God," she whispered. "I had forgotten what this felt like." "What do you mean?" he asked. "The taste of life." From that day on, Ricardo visited her twice a week. He taught her simple, practical, and healthy recipes. Little by little, Donna Alzira began eating better. Fruit for breakfast, a real lunch, light dinners, and plenty of water throughout the day. And her body responded. The dizziness decreased. Her legs grew stronger. Color returned to her face. The sparkle in her eyes came back. But the greatest transformation came along with the food. Her desire to live returned. The smell of soup started to attract the neighbors. One day, Donna Lourdes knocked on the door. "That smell has been making me hungry from all the way over at my house. Come in, woman, let's eat together." From then on, afternoon coffee became a routine. Conversations came back. Laughter returned. Memories resurfaced. Soon her nephews began to visit, and later her grandchildren too. On Sundays, the house that had once been silent was now filled with voices. One of those Sundays, sitting at the table with everyone around her, Donna Alzira looked around and felt something she had not felt in a long time, a sense of belonging. Ricardo watched from a distance, proud. Later, while stirring a pot on the stove, she spoke softly, as if talking to her own heart. Growing old isn't about losing the taste of life. It's about learning new flavors. And there, in that simple kitchen, between a warm bowl of soup and the laughter around the table, Donna Alzira understood that food does more than nourish the body. It nourishes memories, hope, and above all, the will to keep living.